All right, good morning. Welcome to the show. I do know a lot of people in the call center BPO industry and companies out there that require the support of, say, for example, a call center, a BPO. But COVID-19 has dealt a certain different set of challenges to that industry. And weirdly, I think it's only technology that can solve that.
This is hashtag Tech for Change.
All systems stand by to transmit now.
This is Good Morning Bangalore with Kay.
94.3.
What's up? Welcome to the show. It's Radio 1 and hey, this is Kay. Now, problem solving of ongoing industries in a pandemic is one that came to a lot of people, especially obviously once COVID-19 hit. Now, for example, if you look at it, the call center BPO industry in India is fragmented in a lot of ways because the whole move from, say for example, physical call centers to work from home is one that might not have gone so smoothly because there's a lot of tech involved, because, let's just say there are a lot of complications with the same. Now, a startup I found that can transform any phone, like the one you're holding in your hand right now, into a fully functional auto dialer, can be used to operate just like a call center, will really change the game for the BPO industry out there. Here, for example, like users don't have to pay for any kind of VoIP charges since, the calls are placed from the SIM itself. So how does this really work? How does it act as a CRM? And a whole lot more. Well, I came across a lovely little app called GoDial, and the founder of this app called GoDial is going to join us on the other side to break down how the BPO industry got literally, a little bit of a savior. We'll come back and talk about that in just a while. Joining me all the way from Kolkata this morning is Avijit Sarkar, and he's the founder of this little company called GoDial. More on the other side, so come back and listen to that. Stand by. So Avijit Sarkar is right now with me on Zoom. You can hear him all across the city as well. Avijit, been super fun to see you, man. Thank you so much for joining us all the way from Kolkata.
Hey, thanks a lot, Kay. Thanks a lot for having me here.
This is hashtag Tech for Change.
All systems stand by to transmit now.
This is Good Morning Bangalore with Kay.
94.3.
What you have is a SaaS startup, and before I tell people more about the company, about GoDial, for everybody listening in, Tech for Change is a little segment that we do to basically help people out in the technology space, help them plain and simple, really look at the good in technology and how it can assist you in a time like this. Now, for a lot of people listening to this right now, they might not be directly involved in the BPO industry, might not be working in the BPO industry, or maybe they are, or maybe their companies have need for an external outsourced call center or a BPO in some form. But that's where you guys kind of came in to help. Let me just start by asking you, what are some of the problems that this industry has faced, especially with the onset of COVID-19? What are some of those big problems out there, Avijit?
Yes, so I would like to begin by saying that we are looking at two different problems. So first one, for example, you are a LIC agent yourself and you probably talk to 50 people every day. So how do you track them? Do you put it on a piece of paper? Do you use an Excel? So after a while, it's become very difficult to do that. So there comes GoDial. So you just simply load all your contacts. You can auto dial them. There is an inbuilt CRM. And what a CRM typically will do is it will help you, be better at sales, be better at the relations with your customer. For example, it will have reminders to make, for a call back. It will save all the notes, all the conversations, so that you're never out of context with that particular customer. So there was no particular app that could easily do this on a phone for individuals. So there came GoDial. We did that with GoDial. And the second other problem we were solving is typically we're putting GoDial for teams. So what happens if you are a business and your team does selling, any kind of calling, maybe loans or whatever. So you could just simply go to our website, set up your account. Within 2 minutes, you would be able to empower your entire team with a mobile-based auto dialer and a CRM.
Very cool.
Right. Okay. So these are two problems we are solving.
This is an industry which Bangalore is also very familiar with.
Yes.
Being, for example, a place where we had a boom of call centers, BPOs and stuff like that. So I'm sure there are a lot of people who this comes in used to. So I'll tell you what, Avijit, we're going to come back in just a bit. Let's continue our conversation. Avijit Sarkar is the founder of GoDial. Check them out. They are online. Avijit, before we slip into the break, what's the website for everybody to look you guys up?
It's GoDial.cc, CC for call center, GoDial.cc.
Perfect. That's nice and easy to remember for everyone. www.godial.cc. We'll be back super soon. Stand by. Welcome back. It's Radio 1 in conversation with a pocket-based CRM and auto call dialing solution.
This is hashtag Tech for Change.
All systems stand by to transmit. Now.
This is Good Morning Bangalore with Kay.
94.3.
Turns your phone into a call center pretty much. No hardware, no setup fees, really powerful features and an intuitive dashboard. With me on the phone lines on this little edition for Tech for Change is none other than Avijit Sarkar, the founder of GoDial. Avijit, good morning. Lovely to see you, man. I hope you're well. What is Kolkata like this time of the year? Oh my God, I've been like at least 15 years back to Kolkata. Man, I haven't been to Kolkata in a long time. What is Kolkata like this time of the year?
This year it's specifically beautiful. I think probably due to a little less pollution maybe.
Right, okay.
So one day it's hot, one day it's cold. So the weather is fluctuating, but still it's pretty, very, very decent weather right now.
Nice. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So let me ask you, you shed some light on GoDial right before the break. We were actually talking about that. But what I also want to get into, you told us some of the problems that the industry of, the call centers and the BPOs kind of face.
Yes.
But this whole shift, Avijit, from, physical working to work from home. And mind you,
Right.
call centers are the guys who do like insane hours. They do weird hours in the middle of the night. And a lot of times they, have to physically be there. It's both physically and mentally taxing as well. How did you guys want to change that problem, especially because now they've moved to the whole work from home?
Yes. So COVID was an incidental problem. Like we never thought that we would be solving a COVID specific problem. But incidentally at that time we were developing GoDial, and suddenly our customers who were the GoDial's initial user, they told us, why not are you not making this for teams? Why not empowering the teams so that everybody could work from home? And so we jumped in March we started working. Within April we had a solution, and we were empowering people during COVID. So even small retailers or small gas agency from Bharat Gas, even who have never used a smartphone for an app, they were using GoDial. So that is a huge enabler we were able to do specifically during COVID. And even though even that much of maybe the lockdowns are not here at the moment, but still even when they're back in the office, they have now realized, okay, so this is a really good way to do the work that we're already doing. It's a smarter way. It saves us the time. It makes us more efficient. So I think COVID also gave us a very big lesson, and we have been able to transfer that back to the people.
Awesome. However, though, what people also, I'm sure, want to know is, yes, this is a solution for a lot of companies out there who want to disperse this kind of software to their teams. But say, for example, Avijit, I'm an independent business owner who runs like a small business. How would something like GoDial come in use to me then?
Yes. So there's a little story here. So basically, when we started creating GoDial, and that was in December 2019, and I, being personally an entrepreneur, I was solving the problem for myself. It was my own problem. I did not have a team to give this to, but I made an app where I could import my contacts and do an auto dialing from the phone. And then that version we released in the Play Store. It is called GoDial Personal, the Lite edition. So that is currently available on the Play Store. Everybody, maybe it's an individual, you run a grocery store, you are a LIC seller, whatever you are. So whenever you need a sales tool or something to keep on top of your customers, then GoDial is your answer. And when COVID happened, only these people realized that, okay, no, we need this for the team, and they led us to make GoDial Enterprise.
Oh, interesting. So it was actually the other way around. It didn't start as being one for enterprise. Very cool.
Yes.
Very, very, very cool. I'm sure a lot of people, Avijit, from you will want to take a little bit of entrepreneurial inspiration. So we'll talk about that on the other side. With me on Zoom, and you can hear him all across the city this morning, is Avijit Sarkar, the founder of GoDial. We'll be back super soon. Stand by. Listen, welcome back. It's Radio 1 and of course in conversation, and we're chatting with Avijit Sarkar, who is the founder of GoDial, and of course it's hashtag Tech for Change.
This is hashtag Tech for Change.
All systems stand by to transmit. Now.
This is Good Morning Bangalore with Kay.
94.3.
One of my most favorite segments where we get into people, technologies, organizations using technology for some form of social good. Basically, what the app is all about is it is a pocket-based CRM and auto call dialing solution. Really turns your phone into a call center. No hardware, no setup fees. It's got powerful features like, for example, voice notes, callback reminders, payment tracking, and whatnot. Avijit, good to see you, man, and to get to know the entrepreneur behind all of this. I want to ask you, being a person who's solving problems, and that's really what a lot of people in Bangalore love doing. Bangalore loves being that IT capital, that startup capital to help and aid people. What would be your entrepreneurial advice to people out there to deal with things, say, a little better and to take on head-on challenges that, entrepreneurs face, especially in COVID times?
I'll tell you two things that I personally follow. And this is not specific to COVID, but
Sure.
it's in general. So as an entrepreneur, wherever I go, whatever I have always I keep my ears and eyes open for a problem. So, for example, I see somebody driving a rickshaw why not motorize it? So, for example, I look at every problem. So, even if I'm filling out an Excel, I think, why am I filling out an Excel? Can I not just dictate the software? So, I make a note. I have if you go to my notes, there are 200 ideas. So, every time I hit a problem, I just put it on. Even sometimes with dream ideas, in the morning I get up and I'm just noting it.
Wow.
So, that is one thing. Now, just having an idea is not everything. So you need execution for that to happen. So probably from 200 idea, you see one is you have an instinct on one. So quickly test it out. You don't have to make Excels, plan it out through 5 years on all that. Just put a small MVP out there. Just see if there is any initial traction. If there are people willing to buy it, just call up the initial first few people and give it to them free. See if they're using that product. So they will start telling you how to go ahead with it. So that these two things I have always been doing. How long I can remember.
Super, very cool. With regards to say for example this particular industry of call centers and things like that, what motivates you to do such a startup which is so different in nature? I mean, what is that driving factor for you?
I began my career. My first venture was a BPO out of my kitchen when I was in school. So I know the pains of the industry. I know how it works. What are the challenges? So that is one thing. And then as I made the product, I realized so I every morning when I wake up, I see today 1 lakh calls were made from GoDial. Okay, that makes me happy.
Good.
That is my motivation.
So this is all from real-time experience, in fact. Like it is.
Yes.
You solved your own problem, basically, not everybody else's.
Yes. So ideally, if you have a problem, it is generally other people would have the same.
Yeah.
So
The website you can check them out on is GoDial.cc. CC stands for call center, so easy to find. And nonetheless, I have to say, Avijit, this has been very cool to get to know your side of the story, to understand this industry a little bit more, because we all know that it exists, but the nitty-gritties of it, I think you've broken down so beautifully for us. Here's hoping that you guys can solve a lot more problems of a lot more people out there, and wishing you and the entire team at GoDial all the very best.
Thanks a lot, Kay. Great to be here.
Awesome.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers.